course, Rush Limbaugh, and he's going to go on with Greta Van Susteren here, and he's going to do his usual conservative stuff, which we wouldn't have bothered to cover. It's the usual nonsense until at the end he gets to Obama, and he's going to say something colorful there. Let's listen. Number 10.
I think Obama is largely misunderstood by a lot of people. I think his associations in his young life and early adult life matter. The people that mentored him matter. And we're finding out this guy's got a chip on his shoulder. He's angry at this country. He's not proud of it. He talked about health care last night, never once talked about the greatness of our health care. Once again, when it comes to something American, he criticizes it.
All right, let me stop. Let's go back to Gates for a second. Gates is in his house and shows identifications, says, this is my house, this is my name. You don't think that was an unusual arrest?
I'm not talking about the incident. Okay. Obama didn't know what happened.
Okay.
We don't know what happened. The facts, as we tape this, are unknown. Obama admitted he didn't know what happened, and yet the cops acted stupidly. For the President of the United States, look at what's going on. We are in a major offensive in Afghanistan. We have an attack led by Obama on our private sector. This is a purposeful attempt to destroy the private sector as it exists. We have numerous problems. Job numbers are out this morning, and they're up, unexpectedly up, even though we've rescued the economy. And the President of the United States does not comment on local arrests and things like that. That question, I think, if it wasn't a setup, it has to be. It has to be a setup. That whole press conference about health care last night, that's the last question. That's when he came alive. He admits he doesn't know what was going on in there. Called the cops stupid. The cop that he called stupid gave mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to Reggie Lewis of the Boston Celtics when he was dying.
Yeah, the cop is, the police officer has sort of extraordinary history. The Boston Celtics, when Reggie Lewis was dying, he gave them mouth-to-mouth. And
racial profiling, race. Let's face it, President Obama's black, and I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. I think there are elements of this country he doesn't like, and he never has liked, and he's using the power of the presidency to remake the country. Look at Greta. He goes around the country, apologizes for this country everywhere he goes. He never once thinks about, talks about American exceptionalism. We've got the greatest health care system in the world. Nobody leaves this country for health coverage. Everybody in the rest of the world comes here.
All right, let's take it one at a time. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and there are elements of this country he does not like. Gee, I wonder what elements he's talking about. And obviously, he's referring to white people. He doesn't like you white folks. That's why he did this elaborate, point number 2, healthcare press conference. But it wasn't about that. It was a setup to ask the Gates question. And what did that prove? How was that a setup? Because you're criticizing him for it. In fact, he took some heat for the way that he answered that question. But these people are lunatics, right? He really thinks, even though Obama's half white, and lives in America where he's surrounded by white people, that he hates all white people? He's got a chip on his shoulder. You know how it is. But look. The one part I enjoyed that I honestly didn't catch the first time around, but upon listening to it the second time, I was like, why do they keep emphasizing that this cop gave Reggie Lewis, tried to revive him and gave him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? He said it, she said it, I've heard other conservatives say it. I'm like, so what? Yeah, of course, if you're a cop and someone's dying, you try to help them if you know CPR. And then I was like, oh, Reggie Lewis is a black guy, and this guy touched his mouth to the black guy's mouth. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. How could he be racist? Imagine. You think Rush Limbaugh would ever do that? No! This Crowley guy must be the most non-racist guy in the world. He gave a black guy mouth-to-mouth resuscitation while he was dying. I was like, oh, because to me, it didn't occur to me. Like, of course you do. What else would you do, right? Look at the mindset. Okay? And I love what he says about healthcare. The greatness of this country. He never talks about it. We have the greatest healthcare system in the world. Yet he doesn't even acknowledge it. Is there anything we can say that America can improve upon without Rush saying, you don't realize American exceptionalism? Rush is the kind of guy that during slavery would have been like, oh, yeah, here you go again. Nitpicking about America and whining and carping when we have the greatest system in the world, and you want to go talk about how we're doing things wrong with slavery. You want to give women the right to vote? We have the greatest country in the world. Why would you want to change it by giving the women the right to vote? Civil rights? Because white people and black people can't interact in the South and many other parts of the country, and they got to sit on the back of the bus, and they got to sit in not part of the diner, and they can't enter certain places unless they go through the back door. We have the greatest country on earth. What are you whining and complaining about? And the list goes on and on. Now, how do I look? Limbaugh wasn't around during slavery, but we went through this already. We went through it with the civil rights movement. And they called the media liberal. That's where they first came up with this term, that the media, and this concept that the media was liberal during the civil rights era. They're like, yeah, they think that black people and white people should intermingle. Liberals. This is the greatest country on earth. And you want to go around changing it by mixing the races. And next thing you know, there'll be good white cops giving mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to black people as they're dying. Come on, Jesus. These black people have a chip on their shoulder. Oh, I see. It's black folks who have a chip on their shoulder. They're the ones thinking about race all the time. Project much? Look into it, Rush.